You know I can't leave this man off the cold list, man. The prophet Ty Gibbs, boy. I tell you what,
Come on, man.
that man can't smell a top 20 finish. I'm telling you, what is it, like 9, 10 races in a row, 11 races or something? Can't even smell the top 20 in some of the best equipment in the sport, man. Christopher Bell is straight showing out on you. What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, I tell you what, we got a lot of good stuff to go over there after that weekend there at Miami. A lot of good news coming up for coaches, and got a little special guest coming on tonight, so make sure you stay tuned, man. So if you're new tuning into the show, the way we like to start it out is what we call the word of the day, man. I have no idea what the word is going to be. Lawrence will throw it up there, but whatever it is, make sure you take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I always like to say it's age appropriate. If you're under 21, man, get some sweet tea, some Kool-Aid, whatever it may be, Red Bull, stay up late. Man, look, it's spring. Spring is sprung, man. Have fun. So anyways, last week's word was a pit box, which I might have said that a few times. I know, last week, sometimes it tends to be a blur, but it's always good. But so this week's word is gonna be, I have no idea, y'all, but when I say it, take a sip, man. So getting into that NASCAR news, come on, man. You tuned in on Sunday, you already knew Young Money was coming for it, man. Cash is in there at Miami. 30th Cup Series win there for the young driver at HMS in that 5 car. I tell you what, man, not only does he get that win on the season, locks himself into the playoffs, and I tell you what, where we're getting ready to go here over the next 5, 6 races really fit into his style. You better be on the lookout, man. That's a flex. I tried to go for the sweep. Unfortunately, came up one short there on Saturday in the Xfinity race, but 2 out of 3 isn't bad, man. So kudos to him for sure. Chase Elliott is on the hot seat, y'all.
Damn!
Nah, not really. He ain't going nowhere. But let's be honest, man. When you look at the Cup Series standing right now, you see 3 HMS drivers amongst the top 3. And Chase Elliott's in 6th. That's nothing to shy at, nothing to be upset about. But, coming into this season, I really thought after the Clash, we're going to get back. Looking hungry, we're going to get back. We're going to start, having good runs, contending for wins. And we're just not, man. But a little bit more on this in a bit. But, at the end of the day, he's gotta plug away, man. He's got to keep doing it for sure. He's got to find the speed. Him and Gustin got to get together, communicate, find the speed if they want to maintain one of the top levels there at HMS for sure. So also this weekend, IndyCar. Fox decided to split NASCAR and IndyCar coverage, man, which absolutely destroyed IndyCar's viewership. I mean, it was down almost 50%. One is going in the right direction, one is going in the wrong, but I mean, at the end of the day, what the hell? I tell you guys all the time, after the Indy 500 is when Roger Penske and Ford starts putting money into NASCAR, and that's when you'll start seeing it come to life right there, baby. I promise you. But at the end of the day, they got to tighten it up, man. It can't continue to do what they do and lack in viewership. They got to have the eyes on the sport if they want to keep growing, man. So we'll see what happens. If you guys haven't yet, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media we got out there, man. Lawrence does a great job with all that. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, now X, or whatever it may be. But most importantly, man, go out, subscribe to that YouTube channel. The more eyes we get on it, hopefully the more eyes they see the charitable events we do here at Coaches. Not only, I get to talk NASCAR, but we get to raise money for somebody local in the community. And that, for me, is what it's really all about. So, like I said, man, make sure you guys go out, follow that social, subscribe on that YouTube channel. Come on, man. I'm trying to give it away. All you got to do is subscribe and tell me where Ryan Blaney finishes here at Martinsville this week, and you can have it. All right, you can have it. And Dean Cromer was the closest, man. He said 34th. What did he finish? 35th, you said, Lawrence? 35th, man. He was 1 off. I tell you what, man, that's what it's all about. Come get it. I'm trying to give it away, y'all. I've been wanting to part ways with this. I really don't want to, but I will say this. All right, if William Byron wins this weekend at Martinsville, I'll find a William Byron fan that's one of our subscribers, and I will send that to you randomly next week on the show. So just make sure you're checking that out for sure. So getting back into that NASCAR news, man, paint schemes. We're coming up here on Throwback Weekend, which, to be honest with you, threw me off. I'm so used to it being on Mother's Day and around that time, first time we go to Darlington, I didn't even remember they changed dates on the schedule. So getting ready to get into it. Got some really good looking cars. I will say that what I've seen so far, Hendrick is killing it. The 5, again, from the Kellogg scheme last year to the new Tony the Tiger scheme, Kellogg scheme this year, throwing it back to Labonte or Mark Martin. I mean, they ran that for a couple different little drivers there. Awesome. You got William Byron throwing it back to Gordon's paint scheme the last year, which is not my favorite coming through Rainbow Warrior. I like the DuPont Rainbow color car. I mean, that's Jeff Gordon to me. But at the end of the day, Chase Elliott throwing it back to Kenny Schrader, man. He follows the show. He was on the show, did an interview here with us one time. I reached out to him today, hadn't heard back. I just wanted to know what his feels were on it, man. But throwing it back to that Kodiak car, maybe not the coolest paint scheme they could have done, but at the end of the day, they put effort in. I'm waiting to see the 48. I'm waiting to see. I think it's one of my favorite things of NASCAR season is seeing the throwbacks and unique paint schemes. I mean, I think we need to get more involved in that as far as we go with sponsorship and changing up paint schemes throughout the week. I mean, come on, throw something special out there, man. So, Xfinity Series, man, come on. Justin Allgaier, Little Gator, found a way to come home with that one. I don't know. We had him, didn't we, Lawrence? I think we did. Yeah, we had him. We'll talk about that in a minute. It hurt my heart, though. But at the end of the day, found a way to do it. Kyle Larson, can't blame Sam Mayer. I mean, it is what it is. He ran out of talent, and it kind of happens, man. But at the end of the day, found a way to come home victorious, man. JRM Motorsports, I'm telling you, it's Rick Hendrick 2.0 in the Xfinity Series. We all know that. Come on, man. So getting into my favorite segment of the show, y'all. Checkered flag for charity, okay? If you guys know why I do this, it's all about the charity. It's all about raising money. I love NASCAR and talking, but at the end of the day, it's about how much we can raise for these charitable causes. So again, we're running this here for a few weeks for a really close friend of mine, my buddy Todd Barton. His dad Rudy had some health issues out there. This is like a brother from another mother for sure to me. I've known him, I think, since we were 4 or 5 years old. Love him to death. So we're raising money for Rudy, man. We got some events coming up here at Coaches I'll go over. We're going to have some cooler full of joys. We got some other things we're giving away out through the season. So please, again, make sure you're coming up to Coaches to check out one of these badass bands they have. The best place in Savannah for music, right here at Coaches Corner. Bring a little extra cash, man. Throw it in. Like I say all the time, you got a little feel good, man. You throw $5 in, you might walk home with a $200 cooler full of alcohol. You might go Braves tickets. There's no telling what we're going to get rid of this year. So make sure you're coming out, checking it out, subscribing to that YouTube channel, and keeping up with us. Not only mine, but following Coach's Corner on Facebook as well, and every show here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Really keeping you up to date with what's happening, man. And if you just pop up here and Coaches want to donate in, like I say all the time, doesn't matter. Nickels, pennies, dime, 10, 20, 150, whatever you got to give. Stop your waitress, your waiter. See John and Adele, management, whoever. Tell them you want to chip into that checkered flag for charity. Don't make sure it goes to the right place, man. Every week here on Rubbing and Grubbing is what we do is we donate in that car number that wins. Anything under that Christopher Bell, that $20 bill is always a 20. Those $20 go in there. $125 here just for Rubbing and Grubbing alone. Like I said, we will have some coolers set up here over the next few weeks, so make sure you're coming out and supporting these great local causes, y'all, for sure. So getting ready to get into that who's hot and who's not, but before I do, got to give a big shout out to my main man, Parker Eccles, owner-operator over there at Arborman Tree Service, the best tree service in Savannah. Doesn't matter what it is, full tree removal, stump grinding, getting some limbs cut back. Make sure you give my boy Parker a call over there. Locally owned, locally operated, fully insured. You'll see that number scrolling all night long. As I always say, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call, baby. I love you, brother. But getting ready to get into that who's hot, and I'm going to tell you what, man, this who takes over that who's hot right here. Alex, the showman Bowman, is the hottest guy on circuit right now. Winless, hadn't got a win, but I tell you what, he has only finished outside the top 10, I think once this year, maybe twice, but I think once. I think Atlanta. Daytona, I'm pretty sure he did. I think Atlanta is the only non-top 10 finish Alex Bowman has in this season. Showed the speed last weekend. I'm telling you, they're putting it together. I like where they're going. Right now, I'll take him the hottest on the circuit, man. He's due for a win. Might happen at Martinsville. William Byron's got to be second. I mean, come on, man. 2 wins this season, a win this season. He's going in. He's doing his thing. The 24 car is back in its prime. I love to see it. Again, I think him and Rudy Fugel are an amazing crew chief combo, driver combo. They link it up. They unload fast. They're there every single week. 12th place, 13th place this weekend. Yeah, maybe not the best going that he's had, but I tell you what, here we go, coming into Martinsville. Pretty sure William Byron won it last year in the spring. Had to double check that, but I think he did. So, good repeat. Stay tuned, man. Last but not least, I will swap it up. I could easily went Hendrick Camp again with the 5. I mean, 1, 2, and 3 in points right now. But we'll go Christopher Bell. I still think Christopher Bell is the best Toyota team out there, the best driver over at JGR this year so far. Giving them the really good equipment. We're going into Martinsville. You know, New Hampshire is really a place that I look and circle Christopher Bell every year. But he can do it at Martinsville as well, man. So we'll see what happens this year, but I'll take him third on that hot list for sure. Getting into the who's not, and I'm going to tell you, it hurts my heart right here, all right? But my boy Chase Elliott is just not hot right now. Yeah, it does, man. It hurts my heart, all right? And it ain't going to last long. I know he's coming back. He's consistently good. He's quietly good. 6 in points. It's not anything, but when you see these guys over there at Hendrick Motorsports outshining, Kyle Larson I feel like we should be on a William Byron level, okay, with Elliott. You should be at least second best, contending for first in the stable. And right now you're fourth, man. And I hate it. And you got to get it done. You got to come back. You've got to tighten up, man. I got money on the line. You got another championship to win, races to win. Come on, man, get after it. Fox coverage makes the not list again. I tell you what, like I said last week, man, I hate to say it, but Mike Joy's got to go. I love him to death. He's done a lot for motorsports and in general, a great announcer, a great caller, but he's missing a lot. And I think Clint Boyer also maybe should be on pit road on Fox broadcast, going side and side with Michael Waltrip or whoever. Harvick's great input from a driver that just got out of the car a few years ago, knows how to call it. I love the radio. I want to hear the guys call the race. Let's not talk about the what ifs and what they need to do and this and that. That's all fine and dandy and into stages and cautions and different things, pit times and all that. But during the race, let's call it, man. Let's give a nice graphic as if you weren't able to watch it on TV. Let's do it that way. That's what we need more of for sure. Last but not least, I can't leave this man off the cold list, man. The prophet Ty Gibbs, boy. I tell you what, that man can't smell a top 20 finish. I'm telling you, what is it, like 9, 10 races in a row, 11 races or something? Can't even smell the top 20 in some of the best equipment in the sport, man. Christopher Bell is straight showing out on you. And that corporate job might be coming sooner than later, man. You might as well go ahead and chalk it up, retire at 23, race some Xfinity, and sign some checks there at JGR. That's the best bet for you, man. Got to give a big shout out to my boys over at Collegiate Profit, an awesome sport fishing team here based out of Savannah. They're looking for some sponsorship, y'all. I'll throw it up. I'll make sure Lawrence has it ready to rock and roll. It is just an amazing team there. My boys, Nick and Robert over there, man, really good fishermen. Okay, these boys have won quite a few tournaments. One was out of 30, one was out of 325. They placed in a lot of stuff. They are looking for some sponsorship, man. Nick is a retired U.S. Army veteran. Obviously, hats off to you, sir, as always. Thank you for your service. These guys really know how to throw it down, man. Nick runs his own fishing charter, too, Big Fish. So make sure you're checking that out, supporting that. And if you're interested here as a local business, reach out to them, man, for sure. They've got a few different level tiers of sponsorship they're looking for. Certain things they will do for you. They travel all over the U.S. to go on the up and down the East Coast to go to these tournaments. And like I said, man, a lot of exposure, and these guys really know what they're doing. So make sure you're checking that out. Again, I'll have it set up next week. You'll see it rolling down there for sponsorship for them. But definitely make sure to reach out there if you're local and you want some sponsorship for a company. Check them out, man. Again, Collegiate Profit. Those boys know what they're doing over there. So before we get into it, I'm gonna bring up a guy, a little local guy here out of Savannah, a racer himself, man. We're gonna let him bust it down to you. Mr. Broughton Boatwright's coming up on the show, y'all. I tell you what, met this kid here when we were in Atlanta, hanging out, really good friends with a couple buddies of mine, obviously. And I tell you what, met him and his dad, really cool folks, and always love to pump those local racers. Will Hare Racing and everybody that's involved in that always comes up. So we're gonna spread the love and bring them up. Broughton, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing, brother? So tell everybody what it is you run and what you do.
So I'm Broughton Boatwright. I'm here at Thunderbolt, Georgia, right here down the road from Great Places Coaches on the corner, and I run sharp late model across the southeast. I run mostly dirt track and anywhere from Florida all the way up to Tennessee.
Yeah, good runs there, man. I like it. So there again, we got two totally different aspects of it. We got the dirt racer here. We got Will Hare lined up in those Legends car. You know, obviously, I've never been behind the wheel and raced in different aspects of racing, and we know how different asphalt and dirt are, man. But you know, tell people what's your favorite thing about that dirt racing, man? What really got you hooked into that?
So I love the aspect of the unknown variable of sliding in the corner, the grip
Okay.
aspect. Asphalt, you have a point where when you break loose, you break loose. But dirt, your goal is to enter the corner as fast as you can while still making the corner. So being sideways is just
Yeah, part of nature, right?
crazy.
Nature, man,
It's
part
a
of.
great feeling.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. So, if anybody wants to come out and check you out, man, what's the closest here that you guys run on your schedule that they can come check you out, or maybe even drop your socials, man, to where they can come and you know, figure out and find a way to follow you, man.
Yeah, so all of my Facebook, Instagram is all Broughton Boatwright Racing. Might we try and get that dropped in the comments or something. We'll figure it out.
You know that. I
Um,
will, brother.
and then I race at Scriven Motorsports Complex up the road some here and there, and I race down in Brunswick at Golden Isle some stuff
Beautiful
like that.
track down there. Yeah, awesome, man. Awesome. So, where, you know, if I'm asking you now, man, here we are and we're progressing. And I didn't even know, how old are you, brother?
Just turned 16.
Just turned 16, man. So again, these kids are young, getting into it and doing their thing, man. I love to see it. So you know, here we are at 16. Let's go 5 years from now, man. What is a goal, or what is something you're setting yourself to go, hey, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be. This is what you know, where I see myself in career progressing, man.
Yeah, so I spend a lot of time behind the scenes, if that makes sense. Like I like the challenge of figuring out how to gain speed and be faster on the track. I spend a lot of time in the shop developing my own parts and stuff.
Okay.
So ideally, I wanna, of course, win races, this and that. But all in all, my big goal in racing is just to develop parts and gain success by outsmarting people.
I like it,
And
man. Thinking outside the box,
think
man.
exactly
Yeah,
think about
yeah.
outside the box. That's my main goal, and see how far we can go with it, and maybe one day make a revolutionary change in it.
Oh, yeah,
Who knows?
I like
That's
it, man.
that's where we're trying to go, but definitely trying to get into a little bit more advanced class
Yeah,
and bigger class, and definitely try and travel some more and
Okay.
get my name out there.
Well, I like it, man. Like I said, you know, if you want to follow him, he drop the socials there. You can follow him there. He'll be on coaches throughout the year. I'll get him up, man. I absolutely love it, what you just told me. That's one of my favorite aspects of the sport myself. Like, you know, I've never been behind the wheel driving go-karts, this, that. Yeah, cool. Other aspects of being behind the wheel going fast, all right? But we're not talking that. Correct. It's really neat to hear somebody that's young as Broughton is here at 16 going, I like the technological aspect of it. I like to develop my parts. I feel like this. And that is one thing that I absolutely love, I think, about dirt racing compared to what we are in the Cup Series, right? And, you know, there's a lot of older folks out there in the Cup Series that sit there and they go, oh, well, run what you brung, used to do this. They don't understand technology and engineering to this day. If you did that with these guys, man, you're going to be flying out there. But I love the aspect of dirt that, yeah, you are able to choose different stock options or choose different weights and choose these different things and, you know, gearing and all these different things that come along with it, man. So really, really neat for sure, man. So when it comes back to the Cup Series, man, who's your favorite driver?
I like Kyle Larson just because of the fact he's so versatile.
Yeah,
He can
yeah.
he can hop in a super late model. He can hop in a sprint car. It doesn't matter. He's good behind the wheel of almost anything. I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything you can put him in and him not
I agree.
be dominant.
I agree. I think you hit it 100% on the head right there. And I think also something that helps him do what he does in the Cup Series, and you see it with Christopher Bell, and you see it with Tyler
For
Reddick,
sure.
is these guys that are coming from that dirt background. We saw it with Jeff Gordon. I mean, you know, one of the greatest to ever do it, dirt background, and here we are. And I think it definitely helps car control, like you said. You know, you're not sitting there all the time with the asphalt underneath you. You're slinging it loose all the time to get it. So really neat, man. I really like that answer. That's one of the favorite answers I've had on the show for sure. So got you something brought in here. Obviously, man, you are now officially part of the Rubbing and Grubbing crew, man. So we got you a shirt. You know my boys Parker and Matt and all them. So big part of the family, anyways. And welcome to the family, man. So again, make sure you're going out, follow that social media, Broughton Boatwright Racing. You know, again, always looking for sponsorship, just like Will here. If you're interested and you're into motorsports and you want to support some local drivers that really have some talent, some bright minds, couple guys right here in Broughton's one of them, man. So follow that. Again, you'll see them up on the show a few times this year. We'll get them up. We're going to keep you up to date on what he's doing in the races that he's running. When's the next race you got coming up?
Next race is going to be not this weekend, but next weekend in Toccoa, Georgia.
Okay.
So, North Georgia.
North Georgia, Toccoa up there, man. Got a race coming up next weekend. If you're in the area, tune into the show and want to check out Broughton, you can go down there and check him out there at Toccoa, man. So, Broughton, thank you, brother, as always. Anybody that's new to the family, you got to sign this. You got to sign the banner. You got to sign the flag, man. We get everybody to do it. You know, I hope to see you there on Flow Racing. I hope to see you at those Chili Bowl and doing your thing if that's your dream, brother. But you pick your spot, you sign it up, man. Oh yeah, there it is. Good looking signature too, man. Broughton, I
Thank you.
appreciate you, brother. You know it. All right, y'all. So there it is. Like I said, man, he dropped the social. Make sure you go out and follow him, y'all. I'm telling you now, the kid's got some talent, a great family, great friends, great support system around him, and a great mind right there. You just heard it first. You know, it's not many kids, they want to win. And you hear this kid talking about, I want to develop parts and go faster by outsmarting everybody. And that's the key to winning right there, you know? So, love it. Thank you, Broughton, for coming on, brother. I appreciate you. So getting into this Miami recap, man, and I tell you what, it was a heck of a race there at Miami. It never ceases to amaze. It is an awesome, awesome race. One of my favorite all year long. What they do there is just amazing. The progressive banking, the multi-grooves, man. And I tell you what, again, Young Money finally slayed the dragon up there, ran the wall, got it done. Man, I tell you what, I was pulling for Alex Bowman there. I really, really was, man. He is just such a awesome driver, and I thought, man, I can hold on. I got him here at coaches. I got some stuff, and again, lap averages, and Kyle Larson is just that good, man. He really is. So big congrats again to Young Money slaying them down there in Miami and coming home with his checkers for Ryan Blaney kicked ass all day, man. I hate to say it, but he did. And I tell you, he was running good until he wasn't.
Come on, man.
Lawrence posted on Twitter. It looked like Ryan Blaney coming down the back stretch, and it was a Republic waste can on fire. But yeah, blowed up, man. I can't help that. But I tell you what, I think outside of anybody else, that was the only guy that had anything for Larson all day at Miami. I really would have liked to see those two cars come down to the finish there in the last 10 and see what they had for each other. But live to fight another day, man. You can't help mechanical stuff, and out you're doing. So that's how it goes sometimes. But big shout out there to Bubba Wallace as well, man. I got to take my hats off to him. I tell you what, that's probably one of the most mature runs I've seen Bubba Wallace make in the Cup Series. You know, outside of his win there, but you know, realizing there a good car all day, running up front, doing his thing, and finishing third. You know, that's what it's about. Those finishes. Yeah, you wanted to win, you wanted to do that, but get that run, and you did, man. You finished third. So, big shout out to Bubba there. I love the radio banner. I love this. You know, the team's heading in the right direction. Again, don't sleep on him here at Martinsville. Bubba Wallace had a top 5 finish at Martinsville, qualified in the top 3, and stayed there all day long. So don't sleep on him at Martinsville, man. And Ryan Preece, I tell you what, man, Ryan Preece is impressing me the last couple of races, figuring out a way for that team to get up front. 2 back-to-back top 10s there for the 60 car over at RFK. Really good runs for those guys as well. And I would expect it to continue moving into Martinsville. You know, short specialist there, man. So we'll see how that goes for him for sure. So getting ready to get into this preview here coming into Martinsville. But before we do, we're going to talk about Liberty Ford's keys to victory, man. Liberty Ford's wheels, they are legit. I'm telling you guys, if you hadn't yet, I've got a wheel I got to bring up. I got to get out of the garage. I got to bring it up. But anyways, these wheels are awesome. Billet chrome, custom cut, dyed, powder coated, any colors you want, schemes, floating center caps. I think there are only 1 or 2 places in the U.S. that produce floating center caps, maybe in the world. But they are an awesome wheel. Make sure you check it out. Liberty Ford's wheels out there. I'll have the wheel on the show. I got to figure out what we're going to do with it exactly, but I'll have it up on the show a few times this year. And they sponsor Rubbing and Grubbing, man. So big shout out to that company as well. Big shout out to Brian McCarthy over there holding it down, representing for us and getting us a nice in there with Liberty Fords. But these wheels are absolutely amazing, man. They are one of a kind. They are custom, and they are big boy wheels. So you're checking them out over there at Liberty Ford for sure. So keys for victory, man. I'm going to tell you what, we're moving into Martinsville. Pit stall selection and qualifying are going to be 2 big keys here at Martinsville. We know it is a winding pit road, front stretch and back stretch. You get the wrong pit selection, you get caught up in the box when it's hectic. We saw it last weekend in Miami. A couple guys get caught up and spin out. Kyle Larson had some damage. It happens. Martinsville is treacherous on pit road. Stay clean for sure. Track position, first couple stages, you can make a mistake and come back. You make a mistake in the final stage there at Martinsville, you are done. You will not come from that. So keeping that track position as always and having a really good strategy and the cautions fall your way if you do something different is going to be key. And most importantly, like I said, clean final stage, man. You want to be clean there. You want to have a good car. Now, the tire option and where these cautions fall in this race are going to depend on a lot that goes on and what we choose and how people manage the race. But again, you still have to be clean in that final stage. A mistake in the final stage, it seals your deal. So, but Martinsville preview, man, that money line presented by Redfin Polarized Sunglasses, the best polarized sunglasses on the planet. Italian frame, Carl Zeiss lenses. These things are legit. I actually do have mine on. I'm telling you, my favorite pair of sunglasses here. Made for the woods, the water. It doesn't matter if you got a wall hanger or money on the line. Make sure you see it clearly with Redfin Polarized, the best polarized sunglasses on the planet. Like I said, man, whether you're offshore hanging out with a lady on date night, come on, man. You got to be looking styling and profiling like Ric Flair said, man. Redfin, check it out. Check out their website. If you find something you like, they got some good swag there too, hats, t-shirts. Make sure when you hit checkout, rubbing and grubbing, save you 15% right there, man. Make sure you use that code. Top 5 going into Martinsville. If you follow the show long enough, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't bet against this man at Martinsville. I don't bet him against him at Kansas either, really. There's only one other guy I go with. But I'm going to tell you at Martinsville, I'll take Denny Hamlin every single day you try to give him to me. So I'll take the 11 coming out with the first win of the season there at Martinsville. Virginia native, got a knack for the track, really knows how to save his tires. Now, with the tire compound, we'll see what he can do. We'll see what happens, and we'll see what he does. Hadn't been the best in the next-gen car there, but still does have the best average finish in a career at Martinsville. That's still active. So I'll take Denny number 1. 2 for me, I'll take Kyle Larson, baby. A really good average finish there. 1 in 2023, I think. Again, we're coming into his own. The 5's good everywhere we go. So I'll take him second. 3, you heard me mention it earlier. I think Christopher Bell there again is an amazing young race car driver. New Hampshire is the spot, but Martinsville will be a good place for him to show what that team has short track package wise. I think Martinsville is the biggest variable of the year. It hasn't performed the way that we're used to seeing it perform over the last 4, 5, 6 years. So maybe this tire compound helps, but I think Christopher Bell will be successful. Again, last spring's winner, William Byron. You can't go to Martinsville and not take the 24 car. Come on, man. That's classic there. And I went back and forth about the 5, and I really think this guy has a really good chance to come out and win it. He's been fast all season, hadn't gotten the finishes sometimes that he deserved. But I'll take Ryan Blaney. I'll give it to Lawrence. I'll take Ryan Blaney in a Ford. I left my boy Chase out, which is one of his better tracks too. I just want to see a top 5 for Chase. All right, if we're not going to win it, just a top 5 at least, man. But I'll take Ryan Blaney 5th. Dark horses. I mentioned both of them earlier. I'll take the 60 of Ryan Priest coming into somewhere he should be able to go out and perform well. And there again, I'll take Bubba Wallace. I think he backed it up like he did last spring, qualified coming off this run here at Miami, got some momentum, maybe positive. And if he can stay positive and stay clean all day, maybe another top 5, maybe a win. We'll see. So that's going to do it there for the money line. You'll take Blaney over Hendrick. Lawrence taking Blaney over Hendrick? $10. I'll give you that. I'll take all 4 of them. Oh, I'll take all 4 of you. I'll give you Penske. I'll give you all a Penske against Hendrick. All right. I'll better it off for you. At least that's a better little bet. All right. I get 4, you get 3. For 20. I'll do it for 20. All right, there we go. So Lawrence is trying to hustle me up here. Bubba, you know what that's like, man, but I'm a ride or die with the Chevys and the Hendrick boys. You know that. So I'll take that all day long. But, hey, man, getting ready to get in the hard right turn. Before we do, big shout out to Lamar over there at Lamar's Body Shop, 2301 Skidaway Road, the best auto collision service in Savannah. Doesn't matter what it is. He's got you covered, man. Paint jobs, insurance quotes, whatever it is you need. Make sure you go see Lamar and his team up there. They are the best in the business. As I say, 2301 Skidaway Road. You'll see it scrolling on the screen all night. As always, why settle for par? Go see Lamar, baby. That's what it's all about. So here's my kicker, and it's funny. We have a young driver that comes on the show, dirt driver comes on the show, and we have Will all the time. And obviously, with the way and the direction that the sport is moving in NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity Series, Truck Series, pay the cost to be the boss, right? My question is, we have these young kids coming up way too quick and not paying their dues in a way and not learning, all right? You're learning that business aspect of the sport, right? You got to have money following you. You got to have the sponsors to get there. You got to have the money to offer on the table unless you have absolutely phenomenal talent, okay? I mean, we're talking phenomenal, all right? But at the end of the day, are we doing this? Are we boosting heads of going, I'm good enough and I win 4 or 5 Xfinity races and I contend for a championship and I don't win it, and guess what? I get a lower series tier cup car, right? And yeah, I understand that's the goal. We always want to continue to move up. We want to go from truck to Xfinity or truck straight to cup or whatever it might be, right? But are we doing it too quick? Are we filling a sport with guys to where we run in and it goes side and side with what some of the older drivers talk about of etiquette or couth behind the wheel, all right? Being aggressive and being young is, I've got to go out and win because this is what the sport is now. Money is going to follow winners. Money is going to follow guys that go out and contend for wins and win championships. I've got to go get them compared to the guys that go, okay, I'm going to run third and wrap this up and I've got the sponsorship money and we're going to go on, right? The older generation of the sport was you had it signed up for the year. For a lot of them were teams. You had drivers too, but a lot of them were teams. Now it's more driver based, right? We saw it with Kurt Busch, Monster. Monster followed him throughout his whole end of his career there, right? I mean, it's one of those things. So in my eyes, this is what I think. I think when you have a generational talent in the aspect of a Kyle Larson, a Kyle Busch, a Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, I wouldn't even look at and go generational talent. Jimmy Johnson was at the guy in the box that you reached in, and man, it was the most amazing thing ever. Everybody else, you saw this coming. You saw how good they were. You saw the lower series, maybe not Gordon, but you saw once the talent was there, right? I think nowadays we have young kids, and you see talent in Carson Hocevar. I'm not taking away from them. You see talent in Lane Riggs in the Truck Series. You see talent down in the Xfinity Series. But you also see guys like Ty Gibbs. You also see guys like Ty Dillon. You also see guys like Austin Dillon. You also see guys like Casey Atwood, and all these guys that were going to be the next biggest thing. And you get moved up, and I think you get moved up at a time in your career when, yes, you're winning, but sustainable winning, being able to do it for 2 or 3 years is going to tell me a lot more than just one season. And I get it, you want to be last and you don't. But I think we're going to see a lot of young guys that come up fail before they succeed. So we'll see how that all works out as we move on down the road. And 10 years from now, these guys that were 23 and 22 and 24 that are in the sport now are 34. And the younger guys are coming in. We'll see how it all plays out. But just my thoughts, man. So that'll do it for the rubbing. We are on to the grubbing. And as always, every year when we do this here, man, we try to, throw down the best version of the Martinsville hot dog we can here at Coach's Corner. These things are loaded up. We got slaw, we got chili, we got cheese, we got onions, man. We got the all beef dog. We are throwing in those homemade chips they fry here. I'm telling you, that's one of my favorite side items on the menu. If you guys have not come out here to Coach's and checked out any of their food, man, you are sleeping on it. Like I said, they will do it a lot of different ways you want it, as long as it's reasonable, nothing crazy. And their staff here in the kitchen, man, everything they pump out is amazing food. So, again, make sure you're coming up to Coach's here, checking out some good grub, hanging out, catching your sports on. The tournament's still going on. We got all kinds of things coming up, man. We are getting into it. We're not that far. We are not that far away from baseball. We got less than 24 hours in opening day. And I tell you what, if you need a permission slip, Coaches will have one printable for you off their Facebook page. You'll be able to print it out, sign your own name on it. But there's no better place to be for opening day Braves country than right here at Coach's Corner, man. I'm sure John's going to have it tuned up on this TV, the big boys here, the sound turned on, cutting loose, man. So make sure you're coming out, chopping on with us, supporting them Braves, baby. Coach Demasi coming on tonight, baby. He is back with it. Coach Carl Demasi with that sports report. Getting to you at 7 o'clock. Coming to you live, 7 o'clock, man. Got it going on. I tell you what, man, Coach does a great job keeping everybody up to date on everything local that's going on in the local area, prep sports, and major sports. I'm sure Coach is going to have a lot to talk about here coming up between, everything opening day for baseball coming up, everything we got going on in the city as well. So make sure you're tuning into that show. And if you haven't yet, go out, subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. That scrolls on the screen, man. Just make sure you go and check it out. Coach Carl, Carl Demasi, Sports Report. It's an amazing show. Coach does a great job. Subscribe to that show. Show the love, y'all. Again, opening day tomorrow, Braves country, right here, the best Braves sports bar in the United States. I'm going to say, forget Georgia. I'm going to say United States, right here at Coach's Corner, baby. Nobody reps it as hard as John Henderson and the Braves up here, man. So chop on. I'm out. Love you guys. Big shout out again to Broughton Boatwright coming up. Like I said, we'll have that social media drop in the comments for you. We'll have it scrolling on there. Follow them. Again, if you're looking for somebody to sponsor a young racer, you're into motorsports, you want to get your business out there, they'd be more than welcome to talk business with you, man. Get some logos on the car and do it. Got my shirt, got the hero card, got the decals. I tell you what, man, that's some good looking stuff, man. That's some good looking stuff. I'm gonna open it up. Let me take this shirt out. That's some good looking stuff, man. What we got? Oh, we got some stats. 10 wins in 23 races right there, baby. 4 second place finishes, 3 third, 3 fourth. Dude, this dude is absolutely murdering it out there, slanging it, banging it, keeping it wide open. Make sure you are following this young driver, man. Coming up, I'm telling you, it's something you want to get on now, because 5 years from now, when you hear that name and he's in Xfinity, he's in trucks, or he's on flow racing out here, throwing some sprint cars around or throwing some big boy super late models around, you better know that's the man. You heard it here, Coach's Corner, rubbing and grubbing first, man. So make sure you check him out. Love you guys as always. Thanks for tuning in. Great Wednesday night. We got some more news coming up next Wednesday. Again, we'll have Cooler Full of Joys this weekend. Come out, support. That's what it's all about. I tell you what, guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves first. That's what it's all about. You can't do the best for anybody else if you can't do the best for you. So love you guys. Have a great Wednesday. Till next time, stay safe as always. Wash your hands, y'all. Love you guys.